all of the people that make the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation possible, to all of our members, our individual members, corporate members, special partner institutions, and senior special partner institutions. Thank you very much for your generosity and support for the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation. We are a member-supported nonprofit organization in partnership with the Management Association of the Philippines, and it is only through your generosity and support that we are able to bring you our knowledge sessions every 2 weeks, bringing together a wide range of information and technologies and knowledge for the pursuit of agribusiness and countryside development, poverty alleviation through job creation here in the Philippines. So thank you very much to everyone. Once again, if you're joining us again today, this morning, welcome, welcome. It's very nice to see you again. Thank you very much for joining despite the change in our usual schedule. Again, we had to make an accommodation for our speaker this morning. I'm sorry if I'm calling in from a slightly different location. I'm also out of the country. I'm actually currently in Taiwan. I just arrived earlier today and went straight into this session this morning. But if you are joining us 2 weeks later through our social media uploads, wherever in the world you are, welcome. If you are a person who is also working in the water industry for irrigation, for agriculture, or for drinking, or whatever that may be, if you're interested in today's session in any way, you'd like to ask questions to our speaker, or you'd like to share your experience, we invite you to leave comments down below. Or if today has brought you enough value that you'd like to contribute to the work of the foundation, do consider becoming a member. Our email is in the description. You can send us, you can introduce yourself to us, and we'd be very happy to have you on board. Okay, so our speaker for today is Mr. Manoocher Malakooti, or we can call him Mancho. Mancho is a business development manager at LORENTZ, a global leader in solar water pumping solutions. With extensive experience in the solar water supply systems, he specializes in developing new markets and expanding Lawrence's global customer base. Previously, Mancho worked as a freelance architect and as Lawrence Premier Sales and Service Partner in Georgia. This is Georgia in the European Union, not Georgia in the United States. Achieving milestones such as designing solar irrigation systems for various applications, including a 100-hectare almond orchard. Passionate about renewable energy and environmental conservation, Mantra actively promotes awareness of these critical issues. And I'd like to give Mantra an opportunity really to share his story with us because it's one that really is quite inspiring, bringing him to where he is today. But anyway, I'll let Mantra tell that story before he talks to us about his presentation today regarding solar water systems. So Mancho, please come in. The floor is yours. And we're very happy to get to know you.
Yeah. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me in this valuable session. I'm Mancho. I'm working as business development manager at LORENTZ. So before I start my presentation about LORENTZ and the solution we offer to address water issues in different segments, as Mr. Julius mentioned, I'm gonna talk about myself a little bit. I'm Iranian by my nationality. I studied architecture at university. I graduated at architectural technologies, something around like 17 years ago. And so using a renewable energy was a part of that architectural technologies, which I studied at university. So to follow my interest in renewable energy sector, when I decided to move from my home country and move to Georgia, because actually using renewable energy is not a main thing in my country, which is Iran. because energy and fuel in any form of energy is highly subsidized and it's very cheap, and it makes it actually not logical in economic wise to use renewable energies and do such an investment. For example, if I so today benzene costs around 3 cents for 1 liter. Um, just for you to imagine how cheap is the energy in Iran, and that makes it really non-reasonable in economic wise to invest on renewable energy, which is actually a disaster. And now countries dealing with a lots of actually deficiency in energy sector. So as you probably know, Iran having one of the biggest reservoir of oil and gas, and now people in Iran is suffering for shortage of electricity, benzene, and gas in winter. So because it's so cheap, so nobody thought to use this energy in efficient way, and now the whole country is on deficiency and on a edge of bankruptcy for because the supply chain, the infrastructure is not cannot tolerate that much consumption by the people and the industry, so they have to shut down the industries, regardless that energy is cheap, but they cannot actually supply it. And there was no investment in past 40 years to actually being prepared for these days. So um, when I moved out from Georgia, so I had no experience actually in renewable energy, but I had the passion to go for it. So I decided to buy my own farms, which I did, and and the farm was in a place with no access to anything. So there was no consistent water, like a river or lake or something, so I can use water constantly. There was no electricity, which initially I was informed that's not a problem to bring the electricity. That's why I bought that farm. But when I applied to get the electricity there, I realized how expensive it is to actually bring the electricity from the closest transformer, which was located in 1 kilometer away. That day, I got a quote for like $20,000 to have a new transformator next to my farm and use that electricity. And of course, I had to pay then for the electricity itself over time. So, what I planted in my farm was Paulownia seedlings, and I needed to do a drip irrigation. So I start to look for renewable energy because it was my passion, and I had the problem and I needed to solve it. So then I came across LORENTZ. I found LORENTZ as a one of the leading company in that segment. Actually, in that day and that location, when I searched, it was some no brand Chinese pumps, and it was LORENTZ. So I had nothing in between. So I contacted Lawrence and I asked if I can get the product for my farm. And so the discussion was uh, I heard from Lawrence that there is no partner in Georgia, and we always sell our product through the partners, because you need to have like proper after sales service and professional installation, and we cannot just sell the product to you. And I said, okay, what if I become a partner? And they said, yes, that's interesting. So the conversation went in another direction. So I started to ask, so what should I do to become a partner? So um, and I got trained by Lawrence, and it was in the beginning of pandemic. And so the border were closed. So Lawrence started to actually initiate online training for the first time. So then I participated to that online training, and so I designed then the irrigation system and the required pumps, and so I got those products from Lawrence, and I start my business. Actually, I expand my business to be Lawrence partner. So I promote that products in the market, find customers, and so that journey started from there. In the meantime, also I started to build a wooden cottage for myself in that farm, because it was really in the middle of nowhere and 2 hours from the place I was living. So I thought it's a good idea to have a cottage here. So during the plantation and working season, so I could stay in the farm and take care of the business there. And also with Lawrence product installed on site, I had a very good demonstration place for the potential customer and prospect I may find. So um, then I needed electricity for that cottage. So I started, because I'm not electrician, I'm architect, but then I tried to reach to some companies to design this off-grid solar system for that cottage and for the needs I had. And then I got some quotation with highly overpriced and very expensive solutions. Because I was working with Lawrence, so I knew how the business works and how the market works. So I started to take some online courses to learn how to design an off-grid solar system. So I got some online courses. I passed those courses. So I started to design my own off-grid solar system also for that cottage, which I did. And I want to make this a story short. So I actually designed, bought, imported, and installed my own solar off-grid energy and irrigation system for myself, and it was a successful experience. But however, after 1 year, so from since that construction work and the installation of these things finished, the political situation in Georgia got very complicated. So the whole um, they were like, I could say, far rights in the powers, and then some other things happened, very complicated situations. So it wasn't a welcome country like before for foreigners and investors. So I decided to move to another country, and I shared this matter with my channel manager at Lawrence. And at the same time, I had some customers because of the marketing I did. So I installed successfully some other irrigation systems for other customers. And the biggest one, which it was actually a solar 100 kilowatt solar pump for that 100 hectare almond orchard, was in the middle of process. So we ordered the product from Germany, we received it, we shipped it to the customer place, but because of the season, because of rain and snow, it wasn't possible to install those that solution for the customer. So I shared my situation with my channel manager, and I explained I want to move from Georgia, but I try to find someone for you. Then I was informed by Lawrence there is a job position available in Germany. If you are interested, you are one of our fast-growing partners. So we are. Let's discuss joining us here. So then the conversation went in that way. So and it was a successful discussion and negotiation. So I decided to move to Germany in early 2022. And in the first quarter, I could also really in very tight schedule and between rain and snow and freezing, I could install physically that 100 kilowatts solar pump, which is the biggest actually in Europe and um, from our product range. And actually, it was interesting also because of the volume and the head. It was uh, something around 200-meter level difference from the river to their field, and also 800 cubic meter water requirement per day, which that pump could manage to supply. And yeah, we installed it. When I was in the interview, my in-person interview in Germany, my wife went there to actually install that pump with the mobile application because it was really straightforward and simple. So the main very technical part was the physical installation, but the commissioning and configuration with the mobile phone wasn't that difficult. So I asked my wife to go there and actually finalize that part, which was also successful. And now it's 3 years. The pump is running and doing the irrigation. And that customer, well, I tried to just tell you a very short story about that customer because I think it might be interesting for everyone. That partner, it took them one season to make their decision to buy Lawrence pump because they got also some strange offers like using the used lithium battery from broken cars and connected to Huawei inverters and then running like third-party pumps with that self-designed solution, but that electricians, which because of the complexity of solar pumping, that can't be work. So it doesn't work with that kind of battery systems. Um, so it took them 1 year to make their decision to get the Lawrence pumps, and in that season they spent $44,000 only on diesel. So it's not including the overhead cost for the actually that construction loader driving around and moving diesel jerry cans in hundreds of liters of jerry cans around because it was like three giant diesel pump in series to move this water from the river 200 meters uh, uh, elevation difference and also 3 kilometer pipeline. So, and they had to buy a 20,000 liter truck to buy diesel and bring it 5 kilometers off road um, to the field from the closest gas station. Um, and three-person who was in charge of driving that loader and also emptying these jerry cans, filling this diesel generator. So that $44,000 is not including in that part of operational cost. Um, so basically, their whole system was already paid off after two irrigation system. So when we are talking about solar energy and solar irrigation systems, is something which pays off really fast if we compare it with non-subsidized form of energy available for people. As I mentioned, in my own country, it doesn't make sense because the diesel is not $1, it's 3 cents. So, and that's why we always say that subsidizing the form of energy is not a good idea when it's highly subsidized. So since then, since 2022, I'm working as business development at Lawrence, and let me start my slides and take it from there. So, do you see my slides? If you can
Yeah,
confirm. Okay,
yeah, go ahead, Mancho. Okay.
good. Um, so, LORENTZ is a integrated solar water pumping company. That means solar water solar pumping solutions, because in recent years we added some other segments of pumping, which is not only for water. Um, but initially, this company was focused on solar water pumping systems. And actually, this solar pumping is the only thing we do. So we don't do anything else. It's solar pumping. And we solely focus on this industry since 1993, and it made us one of the global leaders in this industry. So, if I want to be more specific, actually, our company is a mixture of software, electronics, and mechanics, um, mechanical engineering. Uh, Company. So we mix these three profession and expertise to um, develop and manufacturing solar water solutions, solar pumping solutions, and all technologies around this segment. So sensoring, monitoring, and softwares, uh, pumping, and all these things. We operate in over 150 countries. There are 5,000 small, medium, and big companies working with us, and we always deliver our products through our professional partners. So we never sell directly to end customers, to make sure, as I mentioned in my story, to make sure there are proper after sales service for customers. LORENTZ is 100% privately owned by Mr. LORENTZ. We are a very traditional German company, so it's a family business. We consider ourselves as a small to medium sized company. We are 350 people worldwide, and working in different offices we have, which I will mention few of them in next slides. Um, and we design, develop, and manufacture the widest range of solar water pumps compared to any other companies in the world. As I mentioned, we do all these things in-house. So the software development, the mechanical design, the electronic design, everything is being done by LORENTZ experts in our mainly in three offices. The first office is here. It's our global technology center, which at the moment, so let me, yeah. So this is the place now I'm sitting and having this presentation. Um, this building is actually our test center, our research and development center is located in this building, including sales and marketing and management. And we have a warehouse here, as you may notice. We have solar panels on roof and on the side. We are 300% self-sufficient, so we produce every energy we need at this building, and also we feed to the grid 200% of our consumption. This is our factory. This factory is located in Beijing, China. Mr. Lawrence himself is managing the factory. We have some suites here, so we exchange engineers in a regular basis between our headquarter and factory. This factory is also equipped with lots of PV modules, so we are 100% self-sufficient here. So we manufacturing solar pumps with solar energy 100%. Um, if I want to quickly just mention what we do, what we offer in the matter of solar pumping solutions, uh, we are offering from a single home or a, a very small water pump for livestock farming, or very small community up to very large utility scale water project with solar direct and hybrid technology, with Lorentz pump and uh, associated sensors and software and mobile application. We can support and design solar irrigation, all kind of solar irrigation methods, drip, flood, pivot, so any kind of sprinklers, any kind of irrigation. The title of this presentation is actually, after this brief introduction for Lawrence, which I'm happy to answer any question if you had after the presentation. So the main topic for this presentation and my focus will be on sustainable solar water solutions and how it can transform lives and economy through improving water access and as a productivity tool. And the first solution I want to start with is Lorentz smartTAP water dispenser solution, which is actually about delivering water as a drinking water to communities and people. So basically, I'm going to cover two things in this presentation. Imagine a person in a very underserved rural area, and what there are two very basic needs they need to survive and they need to live. And once they have these two things, they are able to improve their life and their income automatically with these solutions. I don't say it's the only thing they need, but this is definitely two basic needs they have. First is drinking water, which nobody can survive without drinking water. And once is a improved and safe drinking water, it has a very proven direct impact in health and well-being of people. And the second part we would cover in this presentation is a tool to improve their productivity. So basically, it's called pure productive use of renewable energy. And what we offer in that segment, so in that pure segment. Drinking water actually is a very big challenge in today's world. Um, so different countries having different level of challenges. So basically, I believe something around 2 billion of people do not have access to clean and improved drinking water, and that's a huge number. And whenever it's the topic is to how we solve that issue. There are a long story and very long time experience of problems coming with solutions. So basically, there are some main barriers for any water supply solutions in rural areas. It's the same story in almost every country. There is a fund, there is a grant, and they buy a like hand pump or installing a pump, drilling a borehole, and once it's and the community is happy, they got water, and they even recording some videos, happy children pumping water with hand pump, so people taking water and they are really happy, free water, and let's say direct access to water. But what's happening in reality is after a few years, once that hand pump is broken, they're in the point zero again. So there is no water, there is no money to fix that hand pump, and that makes it very unsuccessful story based on our experience, almost every country. Um, so, because the solutions are not sustainable in maintenance uh, point of view, um, the funding are not also enough to cover every location. That's why we have a lots of international projects and funding, but the access to drinking water still is the main issue in almost every developing countries. Um, the another issue and barrier is community acceptance. So, which we had many experiences when you want to actually bring something new for people, or if you want to collect revenue for the supplied water, it really become an issue to make people accept the reality they need to pay for money. They need to pay for water and they need to spend money. Um, and I will explain what would be the right approach in next slides. But this is basically one of the main issues. So the high costs of alternative solutions. So, for example, if we want to compare other solutions with solar pumping, and the solution I want to introduce in next slides is hand pumps. It's open taps. If there is already a pipe water, open taps, or somebody is staying there and selling water, and also water supply with like trucks, which is very expensive. So all of these solutions are really high cost solutions. For the person who is staying and selling water, that maybe the person is not expensive, but the operation at the end of the day is expensive for water companies, because when you do it manually, there will be a huge amount of non-revenue water which happening automatically after you do it with a person and manually by cash and water. And the reason for that one, the main reason is lack of transparency and records, because you never can record how much water is gone from that tap and how much actually cash was collected. And if there are some friends and family, or a big bully guy in the village who come and take more water and not paying, and probably uh, it become very complex situation to handle for, and that's why the non-revenue water is a very common thing in such a solutions. Um, so as I mentioned, the the donation and the funds when they go to a solution which is not equipped with a sustaining tool is an absolute fail in uh, long run. So whenever that hand pump is broken, the system is gone. So there is no way the communities in that area can manage to save money to fix those pumps. It's a very clear situation for us based on our experience in different countries. And actually, what we believe regarding to this smartTAP solutions is it's the most smart way to direct that subsidies for water services actually should go to bring down the price of water for people who cannot afford to pay the full cost. Um, so what I mean is that free water, free access to water is not a good solution. I explained to you about my country. It was about the energy, but it's the same for water as well. When the water is free and nobody is caring about using the water in the efficient way, we noticed lots of time people just keep the tap open, the water is running, the wasting. In around the water taps are a muddy area, which a very good place for the mosquitoes and bacteria and disease to grow there. So it decreased actually the overall health of the community. Um, so, but this behavior immediately change when people need to pay for the water, even if it's a really tiny amount of money. So what I'm saying is something around, uh, of course, the price of the water is something defined by the water communities, water supply companies or organizations, but it in some project we were involved, it was like $5 per 20-liter bucket. So because the people usually coming with jerry cans or buckets with 20-liter volume, and they fill that buckets and they pay like 5 cents. And with that much payment, usually the return of investment for their project was 1 to 2 years, depending it's only a smartTAP or also a solar pumping system. But after that 1 or 2 years, the revenue they collect is something they have to expand that solution to next community in the region, or whenever there is a breakdown, because every product have a service life, and once it's over, it needs to be maintained, repaired, or replaced. So once they have this money from that revenue, they can invest to that one, to that part, and maintain the product. Um, so basically, what we our main goal by LORENTZ smartTAP is to remove this non-revenue water for water supply companies and give a easy access and 24/7 access to people, so anyone can easily come and take water without any problem, uh, 24 hours a day. Uh, and of course, with that solution, it reduces the cost of water delivery for water organizations significantly, because they don't need any person, staff to take care of it. And also they need to actually use, as I mentioned, trucks, tankers to bring water to communities. So, um, developing of this product actually had four main goals, and it was how we can make a solution to deliver water to communities in an accessible, scalable, sustainable, and affordable way. Uh, so basically, it should be something cost effective. So it can be something that's with a very low initial and capital cost, what organization can integrate into their project. It should be something robust to fit for every environment. So basically, in every environment which the water is, I said, the water is flowing, so it's not freezing, our solutions should work. And it applies to every LORENTZ solutions. So it doesn't matter if it's from like Canada, Norway to South Africa or Australia or Peru. In every place, when the temperature is above freezing level, the LORENTZ solution should work. It doesn't matter how hot it is, how dusty it is. So every environment. Um, and it should also be robust and especially a smartTAP is should be like uh, vandalizing proof also. So nobody can vandalize the system, nobody can break into the system, so physically or even by software, because it should be something safe and keep the investment safe and actually deliver water in safe way. And the other point is it should be flexible. So we have some companies installing smart taps for one desalination station. So one or two smart tap for a very small business. And also we have the same smart taps installed in a 1,200 smart tap network in Ghana. It's already pumped 1.5 billion liter of water for hundreds, thousands of people in country water supply scale. Of course, there is much more thing to do in there. Still, there is room for thousands of more smart taps. But what I want to point is uh, it's very flexible solution and it can be in any community size, integrated in any community size water supply system. So when we talk about the sustainability is it should be socially sustainable to fit to any social situation. It should be economically sustainable. So I mentioned low capital cost, low operational cost. We don't need any person to stay there. It's something operating automatically. Um, it is environmentally also sustainable because it's powered by solar energy, and it minimizing the wastewater. So you remember I said the water points are usually a muddy area in Ghana. At the same kind of standard platform, concrete platform they had. I will show you in next slides some photos from those installations. So that muddy area is gone. So uh, because there is no running water, wastewater, people used to like wash their bucket with lots of water and throw it out. But now because they paying even for that tiny amount, they don't waste it. And also operationally, it should be sustainable. So it should be something robust and also simple to install and service, which I will explain briefly in next slides. So we covered this topic. It is affordable, robust for all environments. It actually designed to operate, install, and operate in off-grid environments. So there are no connectivity needed. Actually, just the frequent visits. It can be like weekly, 2 weeks, or monthly visits by the water organization or a maintenance person to go and connect to the system and download and upload the data. And actually, they can do it in different time. Uh, so they can go and download the data from a smartTAP and then upload it to the cloud platform we have to actually monitor all the information coming out of a smartTAP. So it includes actually who bought how much water, who dispensed how much water, when, what time, what's the community behavior in matter of fetching water from smart taps. So very useful information really for water organization to manage their water supply system. Um, the technology we use is a very safe and secure NFC technology. So, as I mentioned, we have thousands of smart apps installed globally, and nobody could manage to actually break in to hack the system. And it's very important for us because to keep the system safe and secure, because once somebody can hack the system, the whole investment and the whole point of investment is gone. And imagine if it's for a water supply system for a country for 1,000 smart taps. The system itself is designed for any literacy levels. So from children without any education to old people with very low literacy level, there is nothing they need to do. They just put their tags on the smart app and they receive water. This is basically how the scheme works. So there will be a water supply system. It can be even existing piped water connected to a smart taps or a solar pump with an elevated tank. So they can actually supply water to multiple smart taps, and people can use their tags to go to these smart taps and fetch water. Um, so whenever it's again revenue collection, waste reduction, and also fair water access for communities. Actually, we also offer some very useful tools for entitlement, like if the water utility companies are aiming to, or if the donors aiming to provide free water, they can do it in a smart way. So we can, for example, we can say 20-liter water is or 10 liter per household is can be a survival amount of water. So this is for free. From 10 liter to 50 liter has a, let's say, X price, and from that 50 liter to 80 liter is, let's say, 1.2x price. So we can have a higher tariff for high consumption people, and then we can even set an absolute maximum so nobody can take, for example, more than 80 liter per day. And it's very flexible, manageable by the um, water supply organization, and can be directed by the funders, or even if it's a private investor for that water supply system. Um, so these are some technical things I just passed, but if you had any question, I'm happy to also explain about the technology and technical things. As I mentioned, it's designed to be very simple in the maintenance uh, part. So there is a hydraulic unit here. It can be take off with just 3 screws. So 3 of these screws, if we unscrew them, the whole unit is coming off after also closing this valve, the isolation valve, and just unscrew this one and three screws here. If there is cleaning and maintenance is needed, there are three boards here. The reason which colors are different because we made it really simple for even the maintenance guy there, so they don't need to know the part number or the name of the board. They just tell us or tell the our after sales service partner that I need a red board or I need a green board or the blue board is broken. So that's how um, actually we made it very simple for the maintenance people. It has a very useful, clear, and simple graphical interface. So it's very simple. They put the tag and there is no words, only numbers, 900-watt credits. Here there are 10 lines. Each line is 100 ml, 100 cc. So very simple. And they receive the water and these lines is going down and the credit is being deducted and each credit is 1 liter in general in a smart taps. Um, So this is about how it works. It's a common question I notice all the time. So how people buy water? There should be always somebody in the community. It can be the mobile money guy. It can be one of the like community committee member or a young guy looking for a job. They can take the responsibility to sell water to people. Of course, they need to have a credit themselves. They get acquire this credit from the water organization. They start to sell the credit to people, and people goes with their tags to water seller. The water seller put the tag under the mobile phone NFC points and is able to transfer that credit to end customer, and then end customer going with those tokens to water dispenser to fetch water. And what happens is when the water seller, that guy, is run out of credit, he needs to pay the water company to get new credits. So that's how we can manage to collect revenue in a combination of digital and cash way where the infrastructure is not supporting any other form of payment like the Visa payment, for example, or other kind of payment system. So this is how the interface of water seller app is looks like. So when somebody is putting the tag, so they transfer the water seller transfer the water, it's confirming it. So the person received like 20 liter. So Jeff received a 20 liter credit instantly. See, this is 169, now it's 189, and it instantly accessible. And when the water seller needs a credit, he requests any amount of credit he needs. This request going directly for the previous part was without internet access requirement, but for this part, water seller should have access to internet. So he sent the request to water organization. Water organization is doing the accounting stuff and it approve or decline this request. But once it's approved, you received the credit. So you can see the water seller credit here. So once it's accepted, now it's 3,329, and it sell this water to people. So there are some photos about the real smartTAP installations. So the right, these two photos are from our installation in Ghana. And as you may notice, this smartTAP color even turned to green, and it's because of the temperature and high UV level in Ghana. So it was when it was new like this, but actually in that environment, it's and with polymer, it's something non-avoidable. In left side, it's another project in Gambia. We have some other project in Tanzania, in many countries. In Philippines also, we had in one of the island 85 smartTAP installed, but unfortunately, I don't have any media now to share with you. So this part was about giving water as drinking water to people, and the second part of this presentation is about our PAYGo, say, self-installed solar water pumps. This part is actually to deliver water for people business, so for their productivity, for their economic growth, and that's when PAYGo can actually support and come to help. PAYGo is a technology being used in mostly African countries for a few years now. Um, Basically, PAYGo SHS system is very well accepted and a very known model. So SHS are these solar home systems. So they come in with some lanterns. Some of them are more advanced with some battery to turn on a circulation fan or a small TV, or so very low consumption appliances, um, and people get used to use these ones as PAYGo. So basically, what is PAYGo? PAYGo stands for Pay as You Grow. So basically, the customer, the consumer, receive the product when they have no access to financial supports or banking credit systems. They don't have, most of the times, they don't have any bank account or credit score to acquire credit to buy, to purchase what they need. So this PAYGo is a tool. Um, which is a platform and a tool integrated into the product. So when they buy the product every month, or this period can be adjustable, but let's say at the moment, every month they need to pay a certain amount of money. It's like purchasing a product in installments. But if you don't pay, you don't receive a code. When you don't have the code, the product stop working. So it's actually decreased the financial risk for the funding organization or the investor, or if the microfinancing companies are involved, if the government is involved, they make sure it's not just giveaway fund. It's again a sustainable way to do it. So if you give something, a product for free to people, it's a very common practice that they probably won't use it. Uh, and it end up to no results. But if they have to pay every month for it, it becomes a habit to work and actually earn money. They have to learn how to earn money to cover up the cost for that product they receive. And so basically, the assumed period for payback a PAYGo pump is something around 18 months. Once they did it for 2 years, which is 18 months, so two dry season irrigation, and being more productive, they learn how to do it, and automatically they continue to do it, and they own the product after this 18 months, and they know how to use it. So they can improve their own life. It's now in their control to be productive, more productive, and earn more money. Basically, if we have a factor of one as how much crops you can get naturally from a field. If you rely on rain-fed irrigation, it's uh, 75% of that factor you can achieve to harvest from that. If it's a manual watering, irrigating with buckets, it, or other like manual irrigation system, it needs two people working full job to extend that like half a acre area to from one to two. And if it's a smart and modern irrigation by powered by um, some form of energy, it can be like something like a sprinklers, drip irrigation, or other kind of irrigation with proper fertigation. It can go 3 to 20 times more harvest. If we say just we move from like one to two, so we assume we just achieve to like two times harvest. So instead of having one harvest during the rainy season, now we can have harvest once more during the dry season. But this double yield, it doesn't mean the cash money remaining for the farmer is doubled. It's actually can be multiplied by five times. Why? Because whatever the farmer is harvesting is being used for their self-consumption. The product they trade with other product for their self-consumption. Some of the product they harvest is going to be their livestock food, and there will be some amount remaining for them so they can have extra cash to do other thing. Once we double the yield, the self-consumption is the same, and whatever we add to their income is the pure remaining cash which they can invest or use it to improve their lives. And it's a very important point about how it can affect people quality of life. Basically, this PAYGo has a very it's not really complicated, but a very specific go-to-market chart, which we here as the equipment manufacturer, there should be always a financer. It can be bank, investor, uh, governmental investment, or even it can come with um, funders, the foundations. There should be a PAYGo software platform which can manage this code generation and the payments. So when the people paying, they should receive a code. So that management platform is coming. Of course, we have our own, but it's sufficient for only small networks. Uh, and then there should be a service provider distributor, which is our partner usually, and that partner is managing the service agents and sales agents to serve the customer. So if it's a, let's say, if we have a distributor located in Manila and there is a farmer in one of the islands far away, there should be a like that mobile money guy or that water seller guy for the drinking water. There should be a guy in that region who can manage if the farmer doesn't have uh, internet, mobile, or access to activate that code. Um, the guy in the community can support him to do that. And the other thing we can always promote this capacity building for the farmers to know with this irrigation possibility they got, how they can choose other crops, how they can harvest more, how to use it, what fertilizer, what seeds. So basically, they need to get some knowledge about how they can improve and use this tool in the best and most efficient way. And yeah, that's what I meant. So they receive the knowledge, the technical support, and also there are some points like accessing to markets if there are some off-takers. Uh, Buying that crops from them. For example, we had a farmers in Ghana. It was very interesting when I visited that place. He was planting mint and corianders in very close to Accra, the capital of Ghana, and he didn't know why he's planting mint. He had no idea about like mojitos or drinks or like mint using in restaurants and coffee shop for food and uh, drinks. He just knew he plant this mint and he can sell it with a very high price. And there were some traders coming and buying these mint and corianders and parsleys from the small farmers. And these are some points needs to be done in the capacity building stage. So people should know there are some stuff really, mint is not a concern for a person living in a rural area to have mint to live, but there might be a huge market for it and they can sell it with a very high price. So these are the education part, which is very important for the farmers. And it comes in the planning section. This is how this PAYGo pumping solution looks like. Actually, this pump family are self-installed plug and play batteryless pumps. So there is no need for batteries. It's a pump controller, a couple of PV modules. It can be connected to a different type of irrigation system. It can be like with hose manual irrigation, it can be with the sprinklers, it can be with drip irrigation, it can be used in any water source, it's in river, in lake, water channels, water tanks. So there is no really any limit to use this system for the farmers. So very flexible, very portable. They can take it in a like a small bag in their back, like a backpack. They go to the farm, do their work, and bring it back home to be safe. It's a very safe device for them. And recently we got the safety and security certificate from TÜV, Germany. So this pump is considered as a safe home appliance device for people. So in Europe, based on European standards, as well as US, Australia. And I want to point that LORENTZ having no different type of products. So the product people receive in Africa, in any other country is exactly the same product with same standards, and we don't make any differences. So we don't have different level of quality or safety for our products for different markets. So it comes in a box. No priming is required, no cabling, no wiring, nothing. It's just a plug, and pump. It has this managing software, but it's not mandatory that every farmer having access to mobile phones like iPhone or Android phones to operate the pump. They need it only when they want to add the code and activate for a certain period of time. And it can be done, as I mentioned, with that technical guy or the person responsible, the agent who gets some commission to just do it. So it's additional job opportunity for the young people in the community who are interested in mobile phones and they can handle it. Um, so this one also is designed to be used without any technical knowledge and without any for any literacy level. So it comes with a pictorial manual, so any person with any literacy can just follow the pictures and install the pump for himself. Yeah. So basically, this pump family coming in two different sizes, it's enough for the small one which you have in this picture is enough for half a hectare, and there is a bigger model. It's also plug and play self-installed system with the same mobile application, same PAYGo, and it's enough for 2 to 4 hectare of irrigation. So it's 600-watt motor. Thank you for your attention. I know I used more time that I was supposed to, but thank you for your time and attention and having me here again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for your presentation, Mancho. All right. So thank you very much, Mancho, for a very comprehensive discussion of the two technologies. I think if we could really look into or dive into the essence of what you're doing, it's like prepaying for these kinds for water, but in an off-grid fashion. And I really think that was an important point to make, that sometimes when people get things for free, I think is what you said, or get it for very, very cheap, it's not treated with the kind of the kind of sustainable mindset that we need to have to be able to make use of these resources properly. So I think that's a very interesting and very important principle to keep in mind, especially in our work for agribusiness and countryside development. But in any case, we do have to end the formal session. So just very quickly, I'd like to first present our certificate of appreciation. Can we just flash that on screen? Okay, so the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation, in partnership with the Management Association of the Philippines, together with all of our members, our special partner institutions, senior special partner institutions, corporate members, and individual members, all present this certificate of appreciation to Manoocher Malakooti for his invaluable support in the advocacy and promotion of agribusiness and countryside development, and for his commendable and unselfish services rendered to this foundation as our resource speaker, given on our fifth online meeting of 2025, this 25th day of March in Pasig City, Philippines. Signed, Ernie Ordonez as our chairman and myself as our president. If you are joining us 2 weeks later through our social media uploads, I'm sorry, this is the extent of what you can get completely for free. The Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation brings you these knowledge sessions every 2 weeks. We upload them for your benefit, and we hope that you gain value from our session today. If you are working in if you're working in the water industry, if today's session has brought you any value in any way, we'd really love to hear from you. You can leave us a comment down below. Let us know your story, or let us know your experience, or leave any questions that you might have for Mancho in the comments, and we'd be happy to pass them along. If you find today's session valuable enough that you'd like to donate to our cause, our links are in the description. As I mentioned earlier, we are a nonprofit member-supported organization, and it is only through your generosity and support that we are able to continue bringing you these knowledge sessions every 2 weeks. So we hope to hear from you soon. Our links are in the description. Introduce yourself, and we'd be very happy to have you on board. But again, as I said, this is the extent of what you can get for free. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Our next session will be on April. Which one is it? April 8th, if I remember. No, April April 8th. Yes. And our speaker for the next session will be on Vian. Sorry, help me out here. Our next speaker will be talking about which topic?
From Mindanao Development Authority, sir, about the projects and ongoing success in Mindanao.
Ah, yes. Mindanao, yes, from the Mindanao Development Authority, Miss Lourdes, I think, is the manager for the Northern Mindanao project or Northern Mindanao projects of the Mindanao Development Authority. So we'll be talking about projects that we're doing with the indigenous peoples, I think, in that area, as well as the Filipino Muslim brothers and sisters that we have down south. So we hope that's going to be a subject of interest to our audience. Okay, so anyway, once again, I'm afraid this is the extent of what you get for free. For the rest of you, please do stay on for our informal discussion. But yeah, have a great day wherever you are, and we'll see you next time. Bye.